We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Good morning, friends. This one is the one of the subject experimental technique and instrumentation in thermal engineering, ME thermal engineering semester 1. Myself PATEL JIGNESH. I am assistant professor in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, NAVSARI. So this one is the one of the module from this subject, advanced measurement technique and analysis. In this module we have some subtopic, which is the we can continuously in this video series we have to already learn about what is the pseudograph, what is the Silurian, and third one, which is the interferometer, how interferometer can be worked. So ultimately we have to today discuss about interferometer. Now we can see that this one is the some basic rules behind the flow measurement or visualization, optical visualization technique. We can see that we are just taking the one example in which we are just taking the one pot or vessels in which we have just contained some water. In this container we are just getting the some water over there. Then after, when we are putting some drop down some stone over there, what will happen? It can be create some waves, and then after, at the same time we are continuously providing some stone over there continuously. So 2-3 we can providing the stones. So at that time what will happen? Again it can be create the some waves. So these waves, actually one waves which will be created at the after somewhat time, it can be created another waves. So actually what will happen? So these things will be happen over there. So when one signal which can be generated, which one wave which can be generated, after that when we are picking some another stone, at the same time it can be create another waves over there. So this one is in the first wave which can be create as valley, at the same time it create the valley. So this can be interference will be generated in between the two waves. So what will happen when one wave has a valley and same time second wave has a valley? So it can be create a constructive interference. Same thing will be happen in the when first one has a peak and second one has a peak also. So at that time it can be constructive interference will be generated. Similar thing when in the second cases we can take that when one wave has a valley and second one has a peak point. So what will happen? So at that time it has a destructive interference and can be straight line over there. So this interference which can be given in the form of visualization, this can be given the bright fringes on a visualization, and same way it can be given the dark fringes on a visualization display. So this one is the basic principle behind the interferometer. Now we have to just look out which are the component in the interferometer. So this one is the basic component. This one is my sources. One of the lenses mirror will be there which can be split the beam of the light rays, and then after again we have to some mirror will be there, so it can be continuously reflect by these rays and then after it can be passing through the test section over there. So this one is my test section, and then after again it's a mirror which is the split the rays. In collide lens is the second one collide lens, and then one last one is my display. So these are the some component which can be useful for the interferometer for optical visualization. So it's similar to the pseudograph and Silurian technique, but it has a larger visualization and we can easily and better visualization. So for that, interferometer which can be used. Now we can see that in that diagram we have to just given the which are the name of the sources or component in the interferometer. When the first we have to getting the light source over there. So this light source can be producing the light rays which is the reflect on a lens. Now this lens can be collimate lens which can be this whatever the rays we have to collect from the sources, which can be converted into the parallel rays. Now this splitter has a function that it can be split the light beam rays can be light beam can be splitted. Now whatever the amount of the splitted, so half of this one which can be reflect on a mirror, and half one, not half but somehow portion which can be passing through that and it can be reflect on another mirror. So what will happen now, we are just follow this one right now. So this one is mirror which can be reflect this beam and it can be reflect or reflect just like that, and this one on a test section. Now similar principle what we can see in a shadow graph and silhouette technique. This test section which can be provide the flow of any kind of fluid. So what will happen without the flow, when flow is not occurs, so your rays of beam rays which can be continuously passing, and then after what will happen, this splitter can be split the beam. Now what will happen, this one has a already mirror, so it can be reflect over there, which is the meet to the this beam. So then after it can be this, it can be over there, and then after it can be some fringes on this display screen or film. So when we are getting the without flow, it's give us some focal point over there, so we can getting the exact visualization of the flow without we getting the some standard visualization. After that, whenever the flow can be occurs over there, what will happen, it can be deflect from the its origin flow. So what will happen, it not achieving the similar things when without flow, but it can be changing the fringes. So your flow can be changes as per we already learn about the basic principle of the interferometer. So we can see that in constructive interference and destructive interference. As per this interference, it can getting the some fringes on the display. So this display fringes of the display we can see over there. So similar thing will be happen in the, I already draw the diagram what will happen in the, this one is light source which can be passing to the, and similar thing will be happen. So when the flow can be occurs at that time, your light rays or beam rays which can be reflect from the origin path and it can be display from a focal point. So what will happen, these fringes will be different, either it's a bright and dark. So as for this density of these fringes, we can see the visualization of the actual film of flow. So from interferometer, which can be optical visualization technique, so we can visualize the flow. So that's all from today. Have a good day. Thank you for watching.